malungil total marbekla adoro ko kamar makapte el al press conference mo gelbe ko press conference bado ongil total mora ay betul maraklay marokul rubul belaw bilong ma ebiraklay marokul sil belaw direk mora Senate President mar senators ra olbira kalulaw madiri kalma speaker marokul delegates ra olbira kalulaw direk bodalat kia President whips junior al direk malmol of island ma ngima first lady ma Dr. Kokartira ang lungo ang bolsabi ilmutal mermay safely direk malungil total mora ministers ang RTL al total ma members ra media tel mla mesang ang kay dali Mr. Toribio ang direk amle joiner tira TMC direk malungil total marbe krokuel other belaw tigel musubi ilo Mr. Tiang ngara al sel may krela balur belaw then also to the state governments governors mar other olbi mar other garokul belu malt meron ko musubi edan me kapte re ilang al press conference sa edan kuk marmenga sa isel tel belwada balur belaw akma malte elekar ilang al ma o ay sel la International Women's Day which going to be happening March 8th Tirakal Rakubes ang ngatyang Director Ismail Algonar Bureau of Public Safety Tirakal ngatyang National Security Coordinator Jennifer Anson mas kumang moniya questions sa media girela for events that took place last week earlier this week ang malsibiran mo ongir ngidilgir so International Women's Day is coming up which is going to be on Tuesday, March 8th. Makasokal Michael Mistria adra media bolchebi loto bada sorry. Ityang Walk of Women 5K Walk of Women and moringira tutara sabado on March 12, 2022. At 6 a.m. mo start National Track and Field Emra Mora President's Office Ramyunsen back to National Track and Field. Masawla everyone ak malolit ang bolsabedal mo joiner sa gidil event mo March 12, 2022. And then ilang aktimo sa tial kay gidil Minister Tomura Minister Health and quickly go through I get updates I got ministries so where the open raulal mora media.
Taloy sa malungit total rekla de sulang Madam Vice President. Di quickly update ra COVID. Namaningil sa kado mesa numbers and malmol memeran morio, especially el alwig last week ang damla mora double digits. Tirigel guys el angal umsindra guys el madang al positive tirigel symptomatic el mera gurul. Matirigel day 4 outbound testing tigagi da dorul test ang lamuda ka dorura ko ra maklol community testing di sa igidil testing site tra hospital madirect emergency rooms overnight marmora OPD marmora igal private clinics and then igal community health center malibak karbela direct ngania sel ngania outreach mo ngata marura testing so dal announce ra sa malamol maomrus surprisingly hindi nga niya adal may malara first dose which is very good malungin kada sa that encourage ring kada malmol malungit lo sa bekla adabol sa ilmo nga orus esel mo klo o reng sa sub the Miguel guidance malsugo mangiram mo malara booster and direct kalbo mo booster o sisil time aklugo kal durstay muter nga niya ko ra outreach mo ra blilyo COVID-19 outreach direct Friday nga niya umrael mura Southwest Islands el momrus direct mura testing kada maklorungo dula sa coverage el gidara vaccine all the way nga ngayang mulmutra Southwest Islands di takapklat ka sa cell directive MHHS directive 24-22 remain in effect until March 20 makada takangal malamol malo masker al sila indoors mga outdoor gatherings. Kita continue monitor trends ra dia kadil belaw ma direct blulat until such time yung mosabe edel mubutya mask. Especially school al ngania school al time kado ngitay gal school sila selbol kadigi maklat karon kara school malo dilo mask. Updates ra sa situation report silgin publish ring ya di motob na Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yang kamalmol may gel recorded updates ra di Tuesday, Mother's Day. El al time yung damalt may arungut eli yung for the first time in like a month or so yung portal bola ka other new ying either new ying COVID aul malubang guk new ying gira lang mo dalrak ending positive so walmuk tel al time hindi ka other new ying COVID. Direct cumulative deaths dirga 6 dirga remain al 6 dirga ka ngod al adal musme el madra COVID so kadamal ngaltangat el gira el say. Kita ko di updates kada tugtaga di malmol matmok lay gigit el dorura bekal sales preventive measures kama mamalmol monitor situation di stria adra bulo updates. So lang.
Next, Minister Victor.
Tuta, Vice President, me gustaría provide update our Oceans Conference. Niya do mesringil mo happen ra el almelboy. Kita manel kasi tel Oceans Conference am nagiren mo ringir a February ablobos mo April 13 and 14. Taita el sal makasal adal expected till meng angara ewidel dartal af. El start del arrival a balur velar angara April 10. Ngania pre-events el mora conference ra lomu ra April 11. Ngania gimom kodonil waseng Pacific Round Table. El velau ma Nippon Foundation amo co-host ringi el mo mitra trigel heads of delegations regal Pacific Island el tira mo sab ilmi attend ra conference. Sel April 12 ngarinya do mo kodonil waseng Small Island Developing State Global Business Forum Network. Dia meeting ra UN tulungit was mel el ngaringira belur belau era our Ocean Conference mas moringir segi del April 12 conference our Ocean Conference officially ngomura April 13 egang ma 14 egal meeting adi moringir tial Palau National Gymnasium sel doseng plenary events el total mo ngara del clock afternoon egal side events sa moringira campus ra Palau Community College. Selongi melurur April 15 nga moringa high level Rock Island trip for more trigel heads of delegations. Komla mlomat aswar traffic last Thursday. Segura mledra Iran el girela motletelela ot maklela traffic during a conference. Ngirida director ako lang artiam sa elmos model nga niya kanila medial girel kada planan mutul mo mrura tara adra run ra March 10 makad expect ra mutul mo telgivel congested traffic segir March 10 afternoon Dolngita milklang sergidar adar belal girela umrael en May siala mo ko to klolo umrael gida mo mal aswar al sela erurak mong abto kay gel kora mo inconvenience el mergif nditya conference la moria me de ragal de plan el kirel mlegirel moria 2020 lobos mlegirel moria last month de kulbos atya del covid aul hopefully mral mosib edlo tutira April 13 and 14 moklol segada ad expecting el hospitality gidar adar bela adolngit was bolsa edel الأوتيل مرة أوكيغرا بلول هذا الجيدا مغمدار تير المرة بلول بلال وقم مساد الجيريلا أوشينز جيدا منيق واسي اس small island developing state يا دبيدا قد تقلو تتليل مرة قلنار جيث ما دي رغل جيسار جيدا هذا البلاو ما دي رغل قوك جيجل ضرور تورا conservation contribute mitigate the climate change the regal contribute more global biodiversity conservation ma blul ada la mesa gege de lurel belau emel me ngar gidra gege de blad mokla ediregal kuk mo commit to other actions sub edel as a nation ma as a global community that magalurel gerela osboklertial ocean diga gege vice president kora update ra ocean conference ngani question urel adal mo answer.
Okay, thank you, Minister Victor. Lato mo rong si Minister Matul nga niya. Sorry.
Salamat Vice President, malungi total mara other below rugui media. Timo update rigi the cell latest report the cell loss of income program extension ragi the cross act. Tal program am lamu ursira Thursday February 3rd. Today timla a total number application bladanga 406. Tigamla submit application and mail complete at 397. Agel giblam approve at 372. Amledis approved as 18. Agel pending review as 7. 7. Akmo messenger telegor kami full report. Agel giblam approve ang irmang at 372. Agel approved al trigam lam matchekertir. Ako ngerun sakal ngutal ti ale Vice President temhal mauring asulira rubukul belaw material ngara bordra museum material المأسرة Society of Historians الملا الدين رقمام رقصوس رسل special program المصادة أوبلال لان أجيجل غورا دلاس الجذر يملي مانغا كلاو ما بلور بلاو لانيا الددو الملا إلو المقلوق المؤيا كلوغ رقصوس الملا لايف ستريم المصادة جيجي دل archaeological digs لانيا يوز البيلتيك ليه الملا ترى آدم ليه مسا يجير الملا يملي di sel lo do raksu se Vice President tamhal mleungil ngora ngul otit mugida agel blal DNL EU sabor del tal telal melol muldar terra garam la memo di el do lo mesak mun sebel agel lo blal lang el exidra edel tela ra gargil blugulak mugida al amle adar tel blura wa era Jesus مقدم قتيغت الكرتال بلو ngirma o musuba mal mol Ngeradil melngadadu raksus angklela Annette, Dr. Annette Klum. Enge tilobra skura dois el men namok me del 2017 ang ulmu stat el May. Di aigel o musubel tatto kada kalbes. Tawlumu ra 1952 era adram brigel am stat el gora identify musubel melmutre al sales. Ding klotu telele ngo otip mo at one time rabulur belang am hal me betokar adal kertiang. لسيدا قديل جغر أجدا قلم جغر اللوريور الأمن الملي organized الملي تارنغرير لين أجي magnificent ngom قدوب magnificent feats مقلول لوريور أموت ما قرأ آدم ملاس أجي جد الجد من سينغرا يوتيوب مسكوم غني آدم لميس رخصوص يقولوا ترتير مبول سامل موسن درين لقوم قوق بوميسان دي جي ده باي سالبورنيا questions
So la Minister Matul sa TLR lang ang Minister Finance na. Mr. Udoy.
Thank you, Vice President, and good morning, everyone in the media. I think one of the questions that I've been hearing lately is about our digital residency program. We have some updated numbers. So far, we've received applications for 700 digital residency persons. We expect as much as 100,000 are interested in the program. The breakdown of the people that have applied is about 40% from the United States, 30% from Europe, and another 30% from Asia, including China. So these are the numbers that we have to report. This is also the amount of money that we've collected, around $700,000. So the program is moving slowly, and we are happy with its progress. At the same time, we're still working on developing the office, hiring the people that will run the office full time. But because of the low volume, we're able to manage it with our staff that have been assigned at this time. There is some consideration for what's happening now in the world. As you know, the Russia-Ukraine conflict has implications for us, and we are looking into our exposure to this conflict. You may have heard in the news that Bitcoin usage has spiked a bit. So there is our exposure. So we are mindful of what possible issues may arise because of this, as it affects our digital residency program, and we're gathering information now, and we'll put together a recommendation on how we will address this in the near future. So I thought I would share that with you, Vice President, so everybody has that information. Thank you.
Suling Minister Udoy para Minister Education pura.
Sulang Vice. Mungyo tutaw. By klugu ka mamareka third quarter ra school. Tiyan mamareka quarter mam talgip mo talgip maringa. Hindi malbang endringi mo high point. Agot enrollment 82%. By mlamo normal. Very good. 82% both elementary and high school. And that's happened in the last 3 weeks. So I would prefer right now to look at some things that have happened during the time out. I got infrastructure projects ra MOE. Nagmal masawla tigal atara UN, ma atara Japan, ma atara Taiwan, ma Minister Obiang, ma Minister Udoy, ma partner ako magel. Maruda 4 different projects. What? Groundbreaking tiyan momregal buil. Mo climate control project for Palau High School and Koror Elementary School. I got tablong kotoko skura Palau. Mo air conditioning of all classrooms, and hopefully the second phase will be installation of solar panels. Mo help harora balarsa. Ungirung Munes Cafe or cafeteria. Tial momrekal October, agim na receive a report ta capital improvement project. Tial cafeteria Munes dakat sebel speringi. Adom na mo webeta cement. Agim na close ringi. Spera Wumra School, Palau High School, Mrura Kalel, transport ringi mo Munes, tidio ngora classroom atire o mungur. By ngaus agimora Japan Embassy mo sign an agreement and other Japan mo haraw Mrura Besa cafeteria la Munes. Ese malo ringi mo ready for the beginning of the Besa Rock. And finally, we've been working with UN agency from Brazil and South Africa on a grant to renovate Tarak building ra Palau High School, Mruringimo Teacher Training Center. Ospearingira agale online learning for the teachers, ma workshops, ma bedingela teacher improvement. So we're malpedra finalizing ngira Lobengela International Organization for Migration, a UN agency, Momkai the Shora Harara oversee the financial aspects of the project. Gamna ngania bid sevelo mruling di mo change the project. We hope to do 2, but we can only do 1 with the amount. So maybe by the end of the year we'll have that ready to go as well. Finally, even more importantly, I think in curriculum and instruction, thanks to the President, OEK, and the Minister of Finance, timla miskita udaw umara books. Malbatoka times tigang akro textbooks man maut de out of date and not worth incorrect. So agmo identify social studies Igmo change every social studies book from kindergarten through grade 12. Ma direct, mo identify a need in reading. And mo start as a reading program, direct ng kindergarten through grade 12. It's called the Accelerated Reader. Individualized reading o spera computer a contest. So it's a very successful program. We hope to get those both started at the beginning of the school year. Direct mo niya ba sa calendar a school, year-round calendar. Classes mo July 13th, marad mong quarterly breaks. And akma mitra beto ka PTA, hindi ba klugo ka o kakabasingay akpay mo rangar ganam nangui, mitra tigan masaw tial calendar. Direct mo spera tial Iowa assessment, tial April, morning at student administration. If for the first time we're going to administer it to first and second grade, prior to third grade up. And we'll spera results of self-test. We get that for all of the students and individual itemized strengths and weaknesses of each student. I got results. A plan a project and I got mo sperangarang for the classes, mo sperangarang for individual students. Diragan mo na check out the report card system and grading systems for all of the schools. I got mal ngara mong time mal maut and dekalorior. High school report cards for the second quarter were delayed for 2 months because of system problems. They just went out last week. So we're going to be Omara a Bessel School information system, be totally digital. Teachers will use electronic grade books, enter the grades in their book, and it'll all be available instantaneously to the teachers, to administration, and to parents if they wish to see it. I got progress report. You just send out a progress report. It's actually a photograph of your child's grade book. So you can see exactly what grades are there, what are missing, and how things are going. And that can be sent electronically. So we're hoping to do more electronic distribution. This is a system that I've used before. Support the other they've set it up throughout in the CNMI and in many schools in Asia, so the support is there. So if you have problems, we hope to be able to get rapid response. Check it out installation as soon as possible. Start the training start the school year. Finally, we're set kindergarten at all elementary schools. The project, but it's combined. We have the curriculum. We've had kindergarten in 3 schools in Iraq, but we've decided it's important for our children to get an even start with all the other students throughout the U.S. At starting school at age 5 rather than 6. So those are some of the things that were going on. According to a action in 2018, MOE Mekirel teacher certification project, a teacher certification process that's finished, has been submitted to the president and to the OEK for review. So that should be in place by next year. We have also entered into a partnership with PCC and the University of Guam for bachelor's programs. One started last October, and there are 20 teachers currently studying to get their degree. They should have their degrees finished by 2 years, 2025. Another one. We're going to be signing another MOU with the University of Guam to start another cadre going through. So as the teachers go through, within 2 years, these are people who have their Associated of Arts degrees or Associates of Science degrees, and they use those to directly apply toward their bachelor's degree. So they'll be graduating with Bachelor's of Education degrees. So hopefully within 3 years, we will have a number of over 50 people fully qualified and certified to teach. That's a major step for us. And, okay, yeah, do you say Gid?
So, Minister Jenkins, Okay, so finally, Minister Obiang yung muntim lakal sa Belchoner kita, Minister Aitaro, Minister of State.
Sulang Vice President tungul tutaw le kor kamar be klade. Masaula Minister Jenkins el timnom ere talbong ra temeng takangalor adi. Yerman kamar be klada. Atal klong matedo bare lal itasil sa yung moringia alam ko doon ngil waseng hand over ceremony ra anyeso el gukmlo sebela atara imala a UN seguido lo kornya Dr. Jenkins el waseng IOM el odar sel merigid el girela sabaklela abadengir ma ar adal tira angara a frontline ma especially a minister erbalau mar adar IMHHS egal el claro aulda karingia sanitizer egal dalabal al malbala imad ma atef kuro a clubs ma direk al ngaringia egal lomodol wasen cover counts leg kadal a otul di mam de alap telu ma alt ngelela imad ringi Ayer lo model wasing PPE le full el vilira ada bolo orut ar smer mal ubet kandak ta screening ma test aye mendire gal ulda karaigal ngeso dire gal ngaringe a mask legal N95 aye recommend a CDC wasing gotel lungin mask al dauspe dire gal ngaringe protective goggles aigele kora sunglass ending go protect am dirira ara adal tira amruta raudor madire gal face shield aiga kora aigele langaile itiutra am dirireng diwaya tele tirgal adal malud tiadi mo cover amadala adal roger waise minister aigeya a vivir en eso, el mosevela em lo darse el mera a NEC mo darse el mora a farma el ubayel tigel agency gider ngara frontline el girel tial seba kledra a covid man seguido el ceremonia hand over ceremony el boringi a vice president mosebel ko om terigid el roguye merenga sulir tigid el adlul dar saigal al ngesel mergid adi quickly ida last week kadam ni announce sa baby project el involve aigal baby major el tululaang maluben dakra balug marail madide legal mo plila klokolira arang ligedam kada malmol malolingit tra buhay was especially geludor arail poda kay ni seul ida mara adra udor malaka adal matamal mal ube taraga kledra bakal ngarang eda matamal ra aigal ngal construction site ra aigal rail od malmol me vice malol ngita klain sew maungil understanding ra ar adra blue gelela aigal CIP niya maray laudo ngira el time dimi igel gitu sarara agak dioling yang kurang basta
Mal misal Minister Obiang Minister State Minister Aitaro mlod nga tara maltukbet sa meeting mlod kal sa el di kala boringi mandi uldurok la tingel el wase abela amla mo co-sponsor lo bengel amrigel el introduce la resolution ra sel UN General Assembly el girel ti al tokora Ukraine ngoy ablal do ice denounce ngwa dul wase mal makngit al blagaradal tial mlawa makamaf Russia mlamo makamadra Ukraine ya Russia amla invade ra neighbor ringi makamadra tir in violation ra sel sovereignty ra Ukraine directly in violation ra international law including ra United Nations Charter Minister State atim lesoal bodo kaudingil wasi avela amla mo Obengela Brigel co-sponsor say the resolution at the UN General Assembly. Okay, mata ko man masulang kong bimlayagit na musabit al open our for questions from the media ko man masulang.
Malungil tutawe Vice President Tamarbekal Ministers mausubes ang katebatay may albato ka angil information la moto da mandira kal malwakto ka kere makmo malas maldi ka kere kel kuksabe ka loker mastrat legal kukalik sa nga mo moniate mi loker kotel kari ka mora director amina Miss Anson coordinator kita national security sila last week yung kel commander Indo-Pak amla amlartiang warawal blel ke katabat temel mandimle maraila mati ati kadi kalle korkawa it was mentioned that during sila adul bangkala agel comment sa tiring ma president tra PRR madile kal sila al offer donation sel hand over donation sa tiril wasay malmol nga sa ora bangkala belaul kirela a security the borders circuit ma kesa question say ngani ako ra specific al dadu el kirela take el kirela urior el mo o secure border circuit kesa to make that more my question more clear kidamli experience sa December sel dia la rasina ra vel turbela we nga sel bela tegi belora el mangaria gora urior el kirela we ke kit masengara ngarang mo sebela bela u mablura mrigar el kut makli protect ra boundary kit
malungil tutaw mal masulang ra aungil ger o Israel ngartyang Admiral Aquilino ang mlarnya TLL mora Joint Operation Center Marine Law mang receiver a brief al giral sa gival tial rasina elangan niya gel program sa Sea Dragon el skogil asset ra el dovang al erbelaw saya provide aerial surveillance sa EEC rigid mang support gal patrol boats rigid sa total mora patrol may gayidal dial rasina the monitor elangan niya one gayidal research vessel el nesois para EEC ra FSM ra eli magi continue el monitor yagi adado lobangel Amerikel el monitor ay gayidal research vessels ra Amerikel man sumang morngia neither ergidal request assistance etamal hindi mangilar sa igidal request
di jadi kora ta fala pela mora a director agona el kedela ngaria last week akne receive a pictures ra diversal ngara drop off blue corner short drop off from blue corner el sasing ra aveng el maral dia kai kale bakallel and they're still alive ma question say ngaringi active ko tamda sa gay gitel kuktial lo may sa gal kuk illegal el dela o mangyat el meso is rabulur belaw kas I'm sure hindi ka other belaw mo muluka ay gale wala la ding mo itrata be me maral ngari ako ra real lo may sa gay el alta malubang COVID man gwat ka activity
total de mansulang lirong ilge coordination na dalong la national law enforcement agal state enforcement amalmol and of course at Calvela sanctuary nga talagi protected species el all-time marine law concentrate search and rescue search and recovery ma surveillance ma apprehension ra gagidel illegal and unregistered these fishing vessels. Coordination al mutulungi al time lang anya skogi. Mga anya dire ka satellite imagery. Ding malclotel the bed. Edi two surveillance vessels sergid. Memoria time al diala mues tiragi del suspect. Ding selolonya chen sila na may admiral lagi mo mesa gigi del korang sang sila adongula urior. Mengani alis terel al mo trial improver segid mas amal multan mo effective la rogui tial dil kora threat al mesois para kuk sabentira para pelual din dire ligagi de illegal fishing ma exploit la resources segid tial coordination rel al time through segid le operation center lo southern chen amalara state officials ma state rangers dire al mesois para smisi segid el effort tra mangar.
The last two questions ako sabla lang yung mga asadoy. Minister Victor, sa the Oceans Conference, kasi 700 na expected. Ako remember sa planning at 2020, yung lang niya ako coordination, lubang kalay hotel, silta ng timla ka COVID, lanya ko ra question ra since sabi edal accommodate tirgal 700 tirgal at malubandiak tirakal ko ra laring ya concern and mail was sel website our ocean sa tirka half wala kal updated mong buto ka question ra at was makarakim register tirgal idal 700 and expected tir tam la confirm ang through invitation only aluveng how are you ensuring that we get the 700?
Sulang lera gere el timing ngariya close to 200 el trigger dose non-state actors la register 27 el value la register ngariya value el model mutemed regal officially register registration na end March 11 sel sits forum this I give el sits forum April 12 we expect are 200 el participant el morsegi del forum o si sil ada mo attend sel ocean conference April 13 and 14 delegation Miguel lo se orgi del prepare a conference di delegation til ngara 70 adra Miguel ami mong as far as rooms say ako number el game mo bang it could be more kada model was yung gal Airbnb mga other directly reach out to more owners Airbnb ko room certir we're working on updating or say the website as we gather all the required information update or sell website among most of our other readily available information tira sa ilman girela conference sa accommodation sa logistics ra conference musulo
maldelas tal geret ya morkaw minister HRCTD damlara community may girela tergal waseng mal ko rawal blal na mayo da process labor process level and applying instead of up to 45 days it's taking longer than that. I got the comment Bloom maybe there's a process in place mal explain ni
Man sulale actually hindi ka delay the process. A process of mal ka change. Hindi ba isal mo click mal suko mga nga intent terkaw el mo sigra adal mo rio kompali raw malundi mo adala badangem al other require raw lo tebdi a job vacancy announcement logo del club say once mo tebdi a job vacancy announcement raw al sugo mong sel era lap sel dori day sa gimetig pundaka other belaw meter sa gid el job description mo to badrangi eng trigger ragi del kamam informal immigration lo semot ang ngarinya hindi kaya other belaw ngagi da other ngot bloom na apply meet legal qualification please issue provisional visa ngi mals el mas annexal skogil may tirgel adal de kalol tirak persegi la adios ngengya time mungania skogil mera next week more dia avak enganer bebera adal mal madangli segi de tirgel de kabolol tirak makpai mal suakal mga madawra adra bulul mo al sago mungania intent tergau lo sigra adal morera hotel gau gukti adal badangem emor adal lo tebdia vacancy announcement relang even though ada kaskogi ningungil omol top dra subud mong sangaret ti alam lo sigra adra bela ol mong maser gau yamal legi al du ulel kung agim ka border kamam obisra immigration under minister udoy egi mo tebdia provisional visa gau malame Baiso kan mo order lo benter ada immigration material lola bagel skogi il may mo ko mo madang schedule ngi musil ko plan ahead among kadakay nga sel make sure show bar kami ada kan matrabaho ready sige service amal sa mga provider ngi dik mal lol ngi tumong please mo to the vacancy announcement sel del even though ada ka mo spear ngi level boil statel to ngi mo practice ngi mo biotra mo marura reram mansulang I hope siguro na answer a question ako.
Madam, malungil tutaw Vice President ma kumul tengah ke ministers megulingit dik prida igal gel kor kami rogu ikel wilte tewang dik time agote kadmurat kora udo den maklo tutelel minister udoy aigel trust fund gidin ngam digel sel ko favor WI was in $331 million as of December 31. LLC kita mendingan sa stock market tiya kita makamadara Ukraine Marshal amlan mutel down. Tela balance ngi el dir la sugum since January 1st magita uldang lengal ingaringi uldasul kauma president makamenta das sibed longar ka baby raikel udod el mel ngesewer tial albul dangarngi aikal ududirar adma aikal ngesewra awai arala adingim lang mas al ube kedir kemengila bebira wasis bela udod el uldimok raikagit mulgora adisital el residency kora malungil aso se mamos tatan maral me di kebutel tatel telael seguida onger ulgera o sea sel tugol gire la WIOA yak mengelo se kal ada sel board tigele wal dar tel adal lamdung lo sengiril momlai ider temalai lo dak lo lai meng to proses aba bir retir misel el tu me ay million do seng medel mongyul seng girele gir wangrat tel es of today Mergom momdaswa en sertiat amringl en que gorka ministra justice sel grigli gorka gulu aislo asea sel viral video el gidel ngel klol adl usler ngel gidel ngara sel utel bla ngar bet gdilu asengara investigation last week ngirel gir bolom dasuringi mergo ego klora agera mora sel jim moringia tel moringia conference ngira oceans minister obiang segala mengel waseng mel oita million ngi regal mergol 2 years kola audo da taiwan ilangaria toil waseng amrigela mul ngaseur git relal buil raol to da with a million mut mo renovate ngi alo mul ngas ek ngira rola tetel umral toy malu bendiak ya ulobong le gorka super minister skogi nguangra ayoter skogi merbelar el albuil el melbuil rawaya UA sel schedule ko sa ngara kwam el merbela mahuri ping emei muangrang moringi malu bendiak albori telang emergoe wangra oleng seguide ngari angot skogi el mo flyer mergidel ra el buil mal el mel buil edir agira dir mora minister obi angal sum mengenai sulang
Ada ba Minister Finance ko?
All right, thank you for the question. I don't have the latest figure for Compact Trust Fund, but that it should still be around that amount. Of course, the market goes up and down, so we're not very worried about the value. The conflict in Russia will certainly affect the market, but we're not expecting to draw the full amount of the compact anytime soon. So while it may go down, we expect it will also go back up following the adjustment of and the conflict. We are looking at the compact as a source of funds should we need it, but we believe the fund should be perpetual, and withdrawing more from the fund now may work against us in trying to turn the fund into a perpetual fund, meaning it will not be what it is today, which is a sinking fund, and after so many years reduced to zero. We want it to continue to grow and disperse more money to us. So it's part of our strategy when we talk about the Compact Trust Fund and how we make decisions regarding how much to draw. But we are able to draw if we need it. We are working on other funding sources to fund our needs, including the pandemic-related needs for the Republic. So we are prepared to source additional money from other sources when needed. Regarding WIOA, we're working closely with the local board, which directly governs the office, and we're working directly with them through Ministry of Finance as their fiscal agent, meaning we facilitate all of their expenditures. I guess one of the positive developments more recently is we finally resolved some of their funding issues for the other programs that they have money for. So they're now able to spend money on these other programs and other expenses that they have to cover. Regarding the support directly for those affected by the pandemic, my latest report from them is that they are still processing applications, but they have already determined that they will be awarding about half of the around 700 people that I understand they're looking at for that 18 million that you're referencing. The other applications are still being processed, and there are some that have been declined. So our strategy to assist them will be through the CROSS-ACT program, and we're working with OEK to source additional funding and provide assistance to these people as needed. Of course, we through the PrEP program, through Palau Visitors Authority, we were able to disperse a one-time assistance for those who were affected by the community spread, but we are planning on opening up the program for new applications, targeting those people that were assisted previously by WIOA and no longer able to receive further assistance from them. So we are also sourcing money to support that program. I also understand the Senate is working on an appropriation to give us additional money under CROSS to support additional people for the longer period. Initially, we thought that the pandemic would subside, tourism would return by the end of this year. It's looking like that may not happen anytime soon. So we are also preparing for that eventuality and to continue the CROSS program throughout the end of the year. So these are still under discussion, but I'll share that information with you so that you're aware. And of course, our office is still open, the CROSS-ACT office, and also the PrEP program. They're working diligently to help the people that are currently under the program, and we're looking at trying to help them over the longer term through programs under the Ministry of HRCTT. So I hope that answers your question. Maybe I can give the mic to Minister Matul to add on to that with regards to his program.
State border WIOA. Mong aktiswa kalkora the latest briefing ka ruba kamle COVID mdimna kalmay. Ding awul tribal bio daurior and second material smodia teletail. Sera the mutial ngesorang amrigel. Ya obviously kita mle di side del mo manual. Nanya option til mo digital hindi ka play up til mo manual. Manual means bekkel bavier el dungu fa itchel adam mal mo beto kafia bavier lo lap. Lega bekkel Sunday kada gira del required mo submit ta babilngem. Misal domes ratal telal merul dar telad egi da di sela file ma krokela bavier nol ngita tau o mo mera atara media ka shor kami mudi. Mung ulung meu da urior bekkel kandidat avol through egel bavier rogui. Mo mesel mal mo ko makait bungal adang mlaringia telgi bersela ali tringi. For example, mleseb edal harawngi dimna kala harawngi. Dinganya telel matlang tingi la to mes egi rogol bavier. Determine mo application kal adang se edam saudo dan dia. Segi del kora ko makaluri ramara el all time mlongsong sa imorir. Letadim kasar adang ngar obis ngadar bebi mlo covid. Matemla ni tra prep magimla the last week atemla interviewer bebi ra adal mon ngasir tiraim. Mong unfortunately segi da situation ng ngi egi mon ni tra tawo mong loda kas edmera last week talk show ko miuleng larinya cook live meeting ri lo menteri ada labor amerigel di hopefully el alwig en sebel ikora tara show mo koraman mo ko makels mo dia tele laudor al sel office zulang
Minister Matul man Minister Udoy Mr. Ulong mamlamo temela Ministry of Justice damal ngaltangatang kagida director ako ng artiyang kaya ako tal maredala matagigel uriyo rabla bolis mang seloblo ko lang akaktira kalwasem ko la selara director ako malungi lang kagida ng artiyang mansel answer segi the question el girela segi the investigation or sel incident temle happen rangar pe
Ang sulang Madam Vice President, sulang ager. Malungi la detailed description ng kung dasun di akaluwid septuk ba sedim loringi investigation am le start. Mamlang umare ka lagu ka one office la BPS elang ara CID ng araw lubong la processing ringi. Hindi mo umare kang mora Vice President tan mora AG mora selguk ko sa le prosecutors. Ang ngara self final process ringi siya kag sabi ko mo mal mo specific masing oy nga lang kung madili ka face the issue challenges sa Clovis nga niya adamam dili ka mo COVID mora isolation hindi sabi ko lois mas I think within the next 3 weeks it will be done.
So next press conference ako wais nga ka mang wais ako report ilang lamang ngila luam na niya last the question Skogi Jim baka para Jim
Sulang Ingin naman Jim amaral de renovate ringi kirela resel kuk project ringi de maradara Taiwan hindi el atel kuk within million ng ramarigel mea akora jakan mal cloud ng irang kalingil mo renovate ra Jim alta Minister Victor ala madengay lengga ugera ugdo kama ma other omliot mo omri ka mga raman de gimsal masaw daw sulang
sula Minister of Young. So sel nguswila merigel el 12 ngara del million se dagal 12 mo renovate ra Jim se more sel production ra conference sel mamru ra states mamru ra gerogol telang tengila atlet telela audiovisual al sel a Jim Amerika la diregal mo help support ra transportation olingin labas olingin lamlay madiregal trigal ngar with el adril may selbol mo doktaga tawaseng ngar with el million mundia ka mo renovation ra chimel seludo da muruti sulang
no mo ngil ko matukma Mr. Talams Skogi Amra question Skogi
Kita nama betul apa bilangnya tua betul mortirigel maradalela United Airlines el olingi tertire alas tel latest tel bilangnya tak mul atu 3 weeks ago adire kan lortil lolingi tel wasal sebel el vol rengi ongetera flight tera al sela tal Sunday al time tablo flight tradur stay ma Sunday hindi ko dulungi tingil wasel til wasel boring onge del flight el direct seguido longe del flight bol el mutel logisi sel skogira kwam belau huliping el mutel lo vulte maral me mal ubeloral morakwam el tiagida tara ne teletele imong adul mesra audior el girir trigel ngara mora medical referral le el altime kar di tuira Taiwan ma mora Hawaii diregal mering el omrael budul Hawaii o si time ya Taiwan ado mesringi ang diregal tuira turist el mei mai di sirar adal ngara referral minister metula mga duulay gid lo bantrira ay gal airline mar adra siowai mang kodo lemes sel tarate al mo talgibel masab akla ko tirgel al top der tira a minister el balau ma tel medical referral program gidel moring segidel imorate al mortin mo le sedul mo mlaringi di tel covid yang wal stop di do mesrate al sabe del al mutal open apring ay gidi agora ya skogira Taiwan May minister patu lenggagi dia aku kodol kirel ay gelio tering ilang involve visitor sama medical referrals ring en sera UM la me waseta ar adra marketing tir amla wabra publicize ra March en di sedo ng lilwas en di moyor adel el book ese ya mo otil wasing justify a cost til resel flight tal ubendia mong maray la uror tiling tilgibel positiva uri plar til wasay gimring lo mesringe urol girel tam ne exist el router tirmata tamatang ling no
sa China Airline kita nga standing agreement trigger lo China Airline el typically 4 flights a month usually tura beginning matura end agel March 2 ma 5 abla cancel and dimla ka booking mo mesra next flight nga March 26 ma March 30
So lang Mr. Matulungan ibabulungin na Mr. Ludong ito sa teal na Mr. Talams.
Malungil total mercade, Madame Vice Presidente, Minister of Justice, Mutirgaro Will, Cabinet Members ng atya. Kung la omesara arala, eluun lang usekla. Omesara arala klalo, diriglo omesara arala, dengira, PPUC lang usekla. Egedel mutul mo increase ra April 1. Hindi kami alade amal eswar. Ngani atal blam ada du ulgerel tiagidel. Nga saklela rala luma dengira al selbelaw. Lubangela presidente raw era lorael. Ekna sengra gora sabil mogut maklil. Lo nga sera kabelment mal other belal girel.
Well, first of all, Mr. Talams kamal misawra ang ngilger hindi rakal tiakal first umtul wasel kami ati akamol aswar para imply wasel kama mategim mol aswara aralalu. First of all, alu amal maririgida control because we do not produce alu. And tegidal makamadan mla moringira al sila balura Russia ma mla mo makamadra Ukraine al adira kan mo affectra a supply ma aralalu. Di akwasin dirga katele nga kadira katele mo da do presidential girel. So maybe when upon his return, I give mo sa amin. Make it a point mo discussing.
Amle question Vice President takmo esa cabinet members. Mlatan ada du ulgerel tialo ngela president malu bendia.
Kuklam din na kadirga kung do ngil girel sa kala do kira prepare minister so wasit tamlan ya tel leader lamot do president girel kung tas sa cabinet dirga.
Vice President, let me just add. We may not have taken it up as a group specifically, but we have been discussing the impact of rising fuel costs and general increases in fuel cost. We do have existing programs, and we are working with the OEK to improve those programs so they can assist people as the situation changes. So last week, I think it was, I attended a Senate hearing to discuss the improvement to the Lifeline program to help people or more people with the assistance that's available to be provided. Basically, our information shows that the usage of the Lifeline has been very low, and I think that's because of the subsidy that went to PUC that the OEK provided. So once the fuel costs were subsidized, people stopped applying for the Lifeline subsidy. But we are supportive of the Lifeline program, not the subsidy to PUC, because it goes to the people who need it the most. And it's a cheaper option for us to give money directly to people who need it and not to large companies and people who make more money. So I think we were successful in raising that point with Congress, and they're in discussion with them. They are proposing changes to the Lifeline subsidy program and additional funding to make that possible. My understanding is they had a session yesterday, and they will be in session again next week. And we think that they will take action on these items, and we can report to you once we receive the bill from Congress what assistance you can get. It'll be through existing program. The Lifeline subsidy is the one in particular. And then the other assistance that we are providing, that we continue to provide, is through the CROSS Act and, of course, through the WIOA program. So these are programs that we're actively working on now as a way to address the impact of the pandemic and the weaker economy. So I hope that helps address your question.
Sula Minister Uduye. Ja question amora Minister Erbala. Kadir ka ne report earlier kung lasit ngani al 6 aladum la madra gobit. Dik mil nga dura adra amor ke tak ngani activi del adel mlamor amor ke le covid. Sebe mel gora smodi set mungra ulmang. Awana nampel molab maradra amor.
Sulang Mr. Talams. So kung recalling kelm lekot al wal qoram last start ta surge mlamoniar adan newing los mer ma president tamlo record sel qora brief announcement ngedo dangel waseng mleko bi dem los mer mat dim la determination awasen dim la kal gobi da ul mamlat mela yal tirgal telol memla mosmer el covid da ul asay yung mutuira determination or toktangal el waseng ngarang amle cause of death el sugumong covid yagi report ring milang anya amor ka kula sewan na kundas talabay terung ar adal mlamos me el math hindi tamle covid hindi timla kal covid ul mung talgib el ngodara kuk hospitalization sel kuk dungura adal mon yuying ka report tar yuying el covid ul madire el tirgel yuying gira lang ngod el raktir hindi positive saya kuk ngod el taleta la godal gi mal di report tirgel mlad el covid ul mung sa edel direct kal expect maran mo lo sel sugo mga nya adal let's say accident mother accident ndimle positive el covid hindi kal sa edel count tingin lo sing covid death leng guk mlengod abula godalel ndimle positive el covid sa gi dia ko explanation giren mlo blok tak leng la kum das direct la adil ka nganya raw ring ra adra bulu lo sing tamadengin lo sa adri ram lo sme remle covid nding ram ndagul di mukra case death count mong so adal makatakil sa gimal di report tirgel mlad el covid ul sa ila adal madar angod el luul ndimle positive ra covid ndi ka count sa gi sulang
Sula Minister Erbalawe. Direct ngarniya alula amor ke sel skuma ada covid ema
el bon dakal sabir al adal mokmeder ngi malu ben ngara sel mlara mor global accompany ra betengel ngara kasket matoger knasia adal madlo ba go bideng gel go bideng dakal mat al sel betengel ndi gidel adal sel da ade bo de sere e bola ka go bideng madar al sel betengel
Sulang Mr. Talam sa kunda setia sera erura kam la memong ra lomu ul pandemic yang malmle makasaya to tengil giril tirak tama aigel ko ramle kaidan sel tob dara WHO ma CDC lul tirak lamal ko ra umbesindring yam lul tuira igel ku kulmle klama tengil tira Ebola mal ngod al rak tel mal ko ra contagious mal deadly di kita since ra 2020 merelang mlapap to ka atasu pamatu pelatangara tiga gidil semong luni sergit mung el alta mung waldi dadul wase adal mosmera covid asa edel treating with existing preventive measures Michael guidance sa blada bastria adara palaw mortuary luk liakra ministry ra hel mung amraringe igel gukul bolol tau ta direct di moyor sel policy tir ndi qadamal mol melwasa bay كيراد المغرقيك الجيرال أراد الغرق ملدي المرأة الممسرة أملا مسمى اللي تل الفيروس يمور هذا الديرك هذا المرة أترى هذا الديرك هذا من دغد نمو دغد سلسين بايل جيرال أكوربس الوسين ويولي المرة هذا من الأبن ده
سلام مستر إربالات تمرة من استت متول mamsula ragel l'ultale le bol blamo aise ministere di teltera question il mer placing como gera ministet matu place tirgel turist il mer bela se vede senza bisartil mo obrio mal ubendia
mal masawar man lungil ket tela kani experience roma mal sawar ngira la erul sanderam na memo mung ako tak mo taklip mo officer gidra a labor ma immigration am labi mung sel kuk ngara ara visa mal ngara ultuira minister udoy di understanding ngara kan mo trip mo lokatak labok alwideng sel corrector nga dia katomera adal merbelaw el tourist umgerdar belal tourist mo mai sen change reminder kaul kuksa man mo sigra ulur ngada tele ro betigni eng mal di subut mosel bolwai segi de kuk me mang askum lania vacancy announcement ega apply segi lorior ege o mesernya labor mo kau commit egel condition telorior yaskum commit egel condition egi kuk subut immigration punggal ada sabe el modur tel to Ningire man merbelaw lo tourist, egire man merbelaw lo return visa, return ticket. Agita ko ra condition ngarala ko tingi. Sing ko ra blakatak. Til agi del teletay ra lo nganya employers lo speringi el bypass tial provisional visa. Maulak pa yung ngiter kami yung employer po. Moto dia vacancy announcement. Malsa amal process or provisional visa. Limokter sa la o sigal do ule la adre pala masigi ama eko apply. Maulong ani sa lokoter club sa ngal sa la. Kumsula.
Sula minister tum sulang madam vice president te agora last mora coordinator security Jennifer Anson. Kalom role la admiral Aquilino ko amlo subir tal tema la invasion ra Ukraine ra Russia. Yo si sultana Amerigela pela uma Amerigela obangelas Amerigela sponsor of resolution al gandemara tal invasion. Nari agora advisor admiral Aquilino le do messer tal Ukraine. Siral tuaro siatem legot du Michael radar, Michael telecommunication. Ngani agora advice el bil skidel in case el bani agigidel od alak legot agora sebedel sobo klit malu bendia. Oil ese no me sala makamata Ukraine again lego telolo pa igel radar. Mudado dek Michael Saidin alom oba ne mora igal bekel blum par tragegid maluben.
Sulang Mr. Talams, ti sabi ako low ay silwa setial lomrole la Admiral Aquilino Mlay, at the invitation of President Sir Albora Indo-Pay Camera last year August, matyang amle plan the lomrole la Admiral Mervelaw. It had nothing to do with akuk tora Russia ma Ukraine.
O daru tung koram le ko koram dot makal.
Okay. Okay, yes, Paul.
Minister Udoy, just one question regarding the digital residency. Perhaps just a correction to the amount that you said earlier of 700,000. I think you meant 70,000 for the, or did we get 700,000 for the 700 applicants?
Yes, that may have been the confusion. I think when we spoke last, I think the number of people interested in the waiting list was upwards of 700,000. But the amount of money that we've collected as of I think we received it yesterday is 71,000. Yes. Sorry.
The question nga regarding sa say comme mentioned start talwa say tial conflict tal nga ringi da la Russia ma Ukraine will have some impact on our program. Imokom kor omes or say how are you going to deal with that? Question na say ngaral impact ta omes ringing mo increase sa interest tel digital residency ngania ko rabla vessel application at Russia with all these sanctions and restrictions applying. Are they looking at this as a positive thing? Alubang I know kung di ngania regulations being promulgated for this digital residency program, kung develop agil regulations on mo address agil kukora potential rawa bypassing our system and kat maklir all time.
All right. So the intent of digital residency is to participate in digital activities in cyberspace. So that includes use of cryptocurrency and stable coins and other methods of financial transaction. And as I mentioned, there's been a spike in the use of Bitcoin because that's the alternative to using the banking system for transmitting payments. And that's how the U.S. has sanctioned Russia and U.S. and other partners. So we suspect that there may be a move to try to use cryptocurrency and other methods of transacting financial matters, which could be used using our digital residency for that purpose. Although it doesn't seem to be a very big risk because our digital residency is for individuals. But the law and our regulations already accommodate for this potentiality. If there are any blacklisted countries, blacklisted persons, they would be covered under the law and the regulations, and we would just cancel their accounts. So that is how we would react to that eventuality. But it depends on the blacklisting and the other sanctions that are established, and we would follow those guidance.
Are we going to blacklist Russia, or is that something that to be done by law?
Well, it could either be action taken by Palau, or it could be action taken by our partners, and that is automatically considered in the law. Any blacklisted countries, sanctioned countries, we would not allow those nationals to apply for our program.
So lang yan.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Namungile? Okay. Mata ko mal masulang ko niya por sele part traporte announcements. Namusabele plus el por segi to ko. Okay. Mura Havale again ng Ministry of Finance. Chibibu Tomoichi Dean ng Ministry of Education. Ngeng Alton Samsel MPII. Antonina Sikyang ng Ministry of Health and Human Services. Alkondik po ng takra happy birthday. Hindi na kami tansya bina minister mo to ultiam lomre kal sabadong. Aklo ko ng tansya bina minister udoy. Ay, mang kinatan mga takla. So, itong itakaro ko eh. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear government employees. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Okay, ato ko malmansulang. Oh, ato ko malmansulang na sabiul me ato ko kangat press conference. As we had decided this year, the skip mangguk next press conference sige this giving am lami presidenta. Makomar masulang please feel free to call any of us for sumawang information kung sa mil mom dingay between now masay del time. Kasi ako am the decision that we made and guk nga gel bukti meeting ra kamamal oo. Okay, it's a rotating cabinet meeting. Magi visit tayo ministry so kung kami sa igel lorioral nga ringi. So sige di ako ram the decision for this year. But thank you so much. Mata podcast musum arogo kamal misulang ito sulamakal tanga targi ma selguk next press conference.